Hello. Welcome back to another high-octane episode of Convo Ease. I'm your host, Emma, and I am absolutely buzzing today because we are tackling one of the most requested topics ever: how to master English right from the comfort of your own home. No expensive schools, no scary teachers, just you and your potential. And hey, before we dive in, if you love this energy, make sure to like and subscribe to Convo Ease so you never miss an episode.
That's right, Emma. I'm Alex, and I am pumped for this one. We've gathered some incredible insights from our expert guide today that prove you don't need a big plan or a mountain of books to start. All you need is a small start and a strong heart. If you've ever sat in your room with an empty notebook and a heart full of questions, this episode is your roadmap.
Alex, let's start where everyone starts, that quiet evening in your room. Our research tells a story of someone who has no one to talk to and doesn't know many words, but they have the courage to try. You don't need a classroom to become fluent.
Exactly. And the first step, chapter 1 if you will, is simply naming your world. Imagine it's a new morning. You might feel heavy because you don't know where to start, and you might even feel, afraid. But then you just look at the things around you. You look at the table and say, this is a table. You look at the chair and say, this is a chair.
It sounds so simple, but it's revolutionary. You walk into your kitchen and talk to everything like it's a friend. This is a cup. This is a spoon. This is a plate. You are literally giving words to the world around you.
And then comes my favorite part, the mirror. You stand there, look at your own face, and smile. You say, hello, how are you? The expert guide says it might feel silly and you might laugh, but that is your first English conversation and you're having it with yourself.
What I love about this is that the research reminds us that mistakes are part of the win. When you're alone, no one laughs at you and no one corrects you. You feel safe and free to build a new part of yourself. Real confidence doesn't start on a stage. It starts in your room when you use your voice, even when no one is listening.
Now, Emma, let's move to chapter 2, listening like a child. This is a game changer. Think about how babies learn. They don't read grammar books. They just listen to sounds, rhythms, and the music of the language all day long.
Right. You don't need to understand every word immediately. You just need to train your ears. Our expert guide suggests using your phone to find slow English stories. These are simple stories, like a girl going to the market, where the voice is clear and easy to follow.
And you can fit this into your daily life perfectly. The research describes listening while you're cooking breakfast, cutting vegetables, or boiling water. Your hands are working, but your ears are learning. You can even listen while cleaning your room or going for a walk.
I found the bedtime story idea so peaceful. You play a story as you fall asleep, and even if you don't understand every word, your brain and heart are listening to the calm, soft words. You're literally sleeping with English in your ears. Slowly, you stop studying and you start thinking in English.
Let's talk about chapter 3, reading. A teacher in our research once said, reading is the secret to fast learning. But we aren't talking about hard books. We are talking about simple stories like A Day in the Park.
Yes, sentences like Tom wakes up or he eats breakfast. When you read these stories out loud, you aren't just reading, you are living inside the story. And the best part? You learn context.
That is a huge point. If you see the word walk in 5 different stories, he walks to school, she walks to the shop, you don't need to memorize it. Your brain just remembers it because you've seen it in action. You learn the full sentence and how native speakers actually use it.
And if you find a word you don't know, don't stress. Our expert guide says you don't even need to write it down. Just look it up, read the sentence again, and move forward. If you see it again tomorrow, you'll understand it better. Reading out loud makes English feel less like a stranger and more like a friend.
Emma, we have to talk about something fun, using movies. People think they need to watch a 3-hour film, but our research suggests just 5-minute clips.
Oh, I love that. So you're saying we don't need a cinema ticket?
Exactly. You take a short scene from a movie you already know in your own language.
So the brain already knows the story, right?
Precisely. You watch it once with subtitles, then once without.
That sounds like a secret mission.
It is. You focus on how the characters' faces move when they speak.
I've noticed that. They don't just say words, they use their whole body.
Right.
And you can pause it. Pause and repeat that one cool line.
Like, I'll be back.
Exactly. Even if it's a simple, how's it going?
It makes the language feel alive, not just like ink on paper.
And it builds what our expert guide calls emotional memory.
Emotional memory? Tell me more.
It's when you remember a word because you felt the emotion in the scene.
So if a character is happy, you remember the happy words better?
Yes. Your brain connects the feeling to the sound.
That is incredible. It's like stealing the skills of a Hollywood star.
Exactly. Just 5 minutes a day and you'll sound much more natural.
I'm definitely trying that tonight with my favorite cartoon.
Do it. It's the most fun homework you'll ever have. This next one is for everyone who wants to sound more natural. Chapter 4, Shadowing. It's exactly what it sounds like. You follow a native speaker's voice like a shadow.
Exactly. You hear a sentence like, "My name is Emily," and you repeat it immediately, copying the tone, the sound, and the rhythm. It's like music practice. You listen with care and repeat with focus.
The expert guide notes that this isn't about speaking fast. It's about speaking right. It helps your pronunciation, makes your tongue move faster, and teaches you how people really link words together, not just the bookish English.
And you can do this anywhere. You can whisper the words while walking alone so no one hears you. You can even use shadowing to prepare for important things, like a school interview. It turns your quiet room into a classroom and your phone into a teacher.
Chapter 5 is all about talking to yourself. If you don't have a partner, you become your own partner. You walk around the house and narrate your life. I open the door. I close the window. I take a pen.
I love the imaginary scenarios our research mentions. Pretend you're in a cafe. Hello, I would like a cup of coffee, please. Or pretend you're at the airport asking for your gate. You can even play the role of two people.
Eventually, it becomes so natural that you'll be cooking, cutting onions and adding salt, and realize you are thinking and speaking in English without even trying. It connects your thinking directly to your speaking.
Now, let's get tech-savvy with Chapter 6. The first tip from our expert guide is a big one. Change your phone settings to English. It feels strange at first, but every time you unlock your phone, you are immersed in the language.
Use apps with pictures, watch YouTube videos with slow conversations, and use voice typing. If you speak into your phone and it types the wrong word, you know your pronunciation needs a little work. It's instant free feedback.
Don't forget music. Find English songs with subtitles and sing along to learn the rhythm. But remember, use technology with a plan. Maybe 30 minutes in the morning and 30 at night. So it's a tool for learning, not a distraction.
We are reaching the heart of the matter in Chapter 7, Habits. You don't need to study for hours. You just need small, daily habits that become part of you, like brushing your teeth.
Consistency is everything. Our research suggests labeling things in your room. Stick a note that says mirror or lamp on the objects. Every time you see them, you say the word out loud.
Even if you feel tired or lazy, just do one small thing, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day is better than 1 hour once a week. When English becomes a habit, it becomes your second nature. You don't study it, you live it.
Before we reach the final chapter, Alex, I think it's important to talk about confidence, because so many learners feel they are not good enough.
That's such an important point, Emma. Confidence doesn't come first. It comes after action. You speak first, and confidence follows.
The expert guide makes it clear that feeling shy or nervous is normal, especially when you are learning alone at home.
Yes, and instead of fighting that fear, you gently work with it. You speak a little today, a little more tomorrow.
Every small sentence you say is a win, even if it's not perfect.
Mistakes are not failures. They are proof that you are trying.
Our research reminds us that even native speakers make mistakes when they speak.
What matters is that you keep showing up, even on days when motivation feels low.
Confidence grows quietly, in moments no one sees.
It grows when you repeat a sentence again instead of giving up.
It grows when you understand one new word without translating it.
Over time, those small moments stack up into real belief.
One day, you suddenly realize you are not afraid anymore.
And that's when English starts to feel like part of who you are.
That quiet confidence is what carries you forward on this journey. Finally, Chapter 8 reminds us that learning never stops at home. Home is actually where it starts.
You are the student, but you are also the teacher. You decide when to learn and how to grow.
It's a slow, beautiful journey, full of small victories. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to continue. Trust your process, trust your voice, and trust your dream.
You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, because this moment is already perfect. Just begin, just continue, and just believe.
We want to hear from you, the Convo Ease family. What is the one English habit you will start today? Is it talking to your mirror? Is it changing your phone settings? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want any changes in the topics or have suggestions, tell us in the comments as well.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep believing in yourself. You've got this. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.
Stay energetic, stay curious, and we will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everyone.